mind being left alone?
Mind? I love it. Nothing like a good evening alone by yourself once in a while. No offense, my dear.
All right. I'll be back for midnight anyway.
Okie doke. I'll be asleep by then. Don't take any wooden nickels.
Now, here's the situation. A man left at home all alone by himself for a whole evening. What can he possibly do? Women seem to think that a man is very helpless when left alone in the house, but we're going to show here that there are dozens of things, important things, that a man is only too glad to be left alone to do. Women aren't the only efficient ones around the house. Men may have their own way of going about things, but once they get started, they can whiz right along, too. They merely give more thought to a thing before they do it than women do. Sometimes look as if they were dawdling, but that's because they're turning the matter over in their minds and trying to figure out the best way to do it. Now, for example, that cuckoo clock. There's quite a problem in itself. How does it work? Men have more scientific minds than women. They're not just satisfied to have a cuckoo clock around the house for years. They want to know how it works. They want to get to the bottom of things. It's only when they're left alone that they have the opportunity to investigate. Leave a man alone and his mechanical ingenuity will solve a great many household problems.
There we go. Get right in there and find out how it works. Oh, a little too rough, I guess. It's broken, all right. Well, anyway, he knows how it works, which is more than his wife knows. He knows how to fix it, too. Maybe not so that it'll work again, but so that it'll look as if it broke itself. Cuckoo might very well go crazy cooped up in there and break itself. Anyway, this was just a preliminary job of the evening. The main thing to do is to get into an old smoking jacket or something and really pitch in. Let's see. Let's look around this closet and see if there's anything can be thrown out. Women let things accumulate. Oh, sorry. Now, this old hat box, for instance. Might be almost anything in there. They keep everything in hat boxes these days. Well, what do you know about that? That old opera hat you haven't had on since 1932. Now, let's try it on. See how it looks. Not bad, you know. See, you really ought to wear those things oftener. Would look a little better with a tailed coat and a stick. Of course, we got a stick in here. There we go. A regular Englishman. While strolling through the park one day, in the merry, merry month of May, I was taken by surprise. How do you do, Lady Casseroles? Thank you very, very much. What you really need is a monocle there. That'll do. Just put it in there. There you are. You know, you really do look quite English at that. I hope one day that you will come down to the park with a... Oh, a communist, eh? Got more important things to do tonight than fooling around with an old bust. We now come to the real work of the evening, when the man catches up on some of those things he's been trying to do. Well, first thing to do is to fix the fire. These women don't know anything about laying fires. I'd give it a good poke in there. Nothing like an open fire to bring out the spiritual side of a man. You can do almost anything with an open fire in a room. Women are all right in their way as companions, but give a man an open fire and let him alone for an evening and his whole nature broadens. An open fire and a pipe, that's the thing for a man. He becomes self-sufficient and he gets in the mood for work. No silly chatter, no gossip. What's that? Oh, well, now you see, someone has been tampering with that fire while his back was turned. It's lucky there's a man in the house. This is no time for a panic. Easy does it. They don't build fireplaces the way they did in the old days. Now, you see, no matches. That's the woman of it for you. A dozen fancy boxes and no matches. Couldn't run an office that way. These things never work. Boy, you know, the first time. That's fine. There we go. Hey, yeah. Now, the main thing to do here is to keep your head. Don't let a little thing like this get you down. You've faced worse crises than this before. Maybe a little music just before you get started to work to get you in the mood.
A little music and a nice juicy orange. It's like a big night. What is there about those old-fashioned waltzes that get a man so? Takes him right back to the old days. When he's left alone, a man is likely to get a little sentimental, but there's no harm in that. He even develops a musical side, which he never knew that he had before. He really blooms out. Oh, a little extra beat, never mind. Take a bow, and all. Who knows, he might really have been a great musical conductor if he hadn't married. Oh, well, there's no sense in dreaming about what might have been. The thing now is to get down to work. First, in order to get into the mood, might catch up on that back reading. Page 1, chapter 1. I'd tried that orange. Oranges, besides being pleasant to the taste, are rich in vitamins A, E, and D. The main thing is, though, to get the juice into the mouth and not on the chin. Now, the average man, when confronted by an emergency like this, has one of two courses open to him. A, he may either wipe his chin and wrists on a handkerchief, which he never has, or B, he may look around for something else to wipe them on. The main point is that he must wipe them on something, as it's absolutely impossible to carry on any important work with the chin and wrists covered with orange juice. Now, when faced with a problem like this, a little leeway may be permitted, especially if the man is alone in the house, and also, provided he fixes things up nice and neat when he's through. Well, we lost a little valuable time there. In the long run, though, a sofa is a less satisfactory reading place than a chair because it's easier to get up and down out of a chair, and the reading light can be better adjusted. Choice of a book for reading alone at night is important, for while most adults are fully capable of governing their imagination, there are certain types of horror... Oh, the clutching horror, which are written for the specific purpose of upsetting their readers. The reader himself, however, must be the best judge of whether or not he can cope with a horror story. Well, here it is, 20 minutes to 10. Nothing wrong so far. What's that? Shouldn't be anybody upstairs. Come on now, boy, and get hold of yourself. Take it easy. Nothing to be worried about, much. Don't get panicky now. So you left that window open over there. Gotta get over and close that. To be on the safe side. Keep down low. Up for those bullets. Sometimes shoot through the window, you know. Take it easy now. Now you're in the clear. There you go. Take a poke at those curtains. Might be somebody behind them. That's right. So far, so good. Get me the fire department. So you see, ladies, when you leave your husband alone for an evening, he really gets quite a lot of things done without your help.